All right, you guys. So, welcome back this week to the Love Frequency podcast where we turn pain into power. And it's been a minute, and I do apologize. I've been extremely busy. As you guys are aware, I am back on the East Coast and I've been having fun. I've been enjoying myself, settling into the new place and doing business, edits, working out, living hot girl summer life, as well as figuring out the future of the love frequency. So today we have three cards. I think they're beautiful for the week. I want to show you guys. We have divine feminine, we have accountability, and we have the love frequency card. And you already know this is the alpha card of the deck. So, what I want to talk about is creativity. This year is all about creativity, tapping into your power, tapping into your spiritual gifts. So, stay tuned. You guys, so I want to do a little different this week, something that I haven't done before, and that is getting straight into the cards. So I really want to start getting more into the cards for you guys because, as mentioned, the cards are beautiful. I designed everything in the deck, all the meanings of the cards. You can pre-order on my website. We have the podcast weekly. We have celebrity guests here and there. So that's pretty much what the love frequency movement is about for the rest of 2026. And then, of course, I want to get more into collaboration. So if you guys want to collaborate, hit me up, email me, DM me, let me know. And I'm open to collaborating with everyone, meeting people, just basically tapping into the spiritual stuff. So I want to get into the cards first. Usually I give my message first and then I get into the cards. Today's going to be strictly about the cards because I just really want to talk about them. The first one is Divine Feminine. Now, as you guys already know, this is also a twin flame card, but it doesn't always mean twin flame energy. It can mean tapping into your creativity, tapping into your spiritual gifts, allowing that calmness, femininity. Now, here is my guidebook, and I created this as well. So everything you see here, all the pages, the information that's in there, I created every single thing, the design, everything, and that's me right there on the back. So just a little bit about me. And of course, it says love because everything is about love, right? Love, frequency. So, based on the book definition, because I just want to read to you guys today, we have intuition, compassion, what I mentioned, creativity, receptivity, emotional depth, creation, inner power. And once I talk about this, I'm going to give you guys the message. But right now, we're just talking about the cards. So, divine femininity, it represents the energy of intuition, emotional intelligence, inner knowing. This is the force that feels, nurtures, right? It flows with the rhythm of life. In relationships, divine feminine energy shows up as presence and the ability to connect on a deep emotional and spiritual level. It's that calmness, it's that peace, that femininity, being able to just be the light and the calmness and the creativity. This energy is highly creative and magnetic. It draws experiences, love, opportunities through alignment rather than force. When you're feminine, you're tapping into your feminine power. You do not need to force things. You do not need to step out of your body. You do not need to force things to work because when you're tapped into your alignment and your femininity, you are just being. Do you know what I mean by that? You just being. You don't care. You're not getting jealous. You're not getting insecure. You are in your feminine power. You are the divine twin flame femininity energy. Why do I need to be concerned with whatever? I am the other half of the twin flame, the divine feminine energy. So this card it reminds you that you are sensitive. Your sensitivity is not weakness, right? Have you ever seen some people say, you're being too sensitive, you're being too much? No, you're not being too much. No, you're not being overly sensitive. You are being and tapped into your feminine energy, period. When you trust your intuition and remain connected to your truth, you naturally align with what is meant for you. How do I honor my intuition? So, when I created this card, along with the divine masculine, because the love frequency is all about healing, it's all about energy, and it's all about tapping into the spiritual side as well. Because someone just asked me this question just the other day. Once again, go to the video, I have it out there on YouTube. What is or who is my divine counterpart? You would know who that person is. You would know based on alignment. You do not need to force anything. Just sit and tap into your creativity. When I made that long video a few weeks ago, probably almost a month ago, reading stories on YouTube, you guys can go on YouTube and just type in twin flames. And so many people don't have an understanding of what that really means and what that really is. I read the scroll through the comments and I read so much stuff like my divine masculine or whatever is acting toxic. They left me. They're doing this. They're doing that. When you're tapped into your divine femininity, you're not worried about what somebody else is doing. You're not worried about if they're over there or over there. What you need to be worried about is being nurturing, being healing, working on yourself, working on your spiritual gifts, working on your intuition, going to the spa, being in alignment with yourself, working on your passion, working on your goals. That is my opinion on how I know people are not in alignment with their twin flame journey. Now, everyone has a different experience, but that's how I would say. I don't think it's in a great alignment. If you have to do all of that, if you have to worry about what somebody else is doing, worried about why they're not calling, why they're not doing this, the more that you are tapped into your spiritual gifts and your spiritual powers and your creativity, you naturally will attract your divine counterpart. And even if you don't, guess what? What are you doing in this lifetime to create balance for yourself? If you spent the whole 8 hours out of your day worried about somebody else and you haven't worked on your dreams, your vision, your goals, you are already behind. Because that, even if you're not on a twin flame journey, even if you're not in a relationship, let's just say you don't believe in that. Why are you not focusing on yourself? Why are you not working on your business, your goals, your dreams, and loving yourself, traveling? That is really like a pet peeve of mine. And I don't really see too many people, creators, talking about that. Talking about how, stop it. Stop right there. What is your dreams? What is your goals? Regardless of if you believe in a twin flame journey, spiritual journey or not, what have you done for yourself lately? What have you done to love yourself? That's why I speak a lot of that on this channel: healing, love, self growth, accountability. We're going to get into it. You see how everything is flowing, right? We're going to get into it. Now let's talk about accountability. So the next card is accountability, and this is self-explanatory. This card has came up before in some of our readings, but just to read from the book and just to read to you guys today, I know what it is, but I just want to read from the book. Responsibility, honesty, growth. Reminds us that growth begins with acknowledging our role in the situation. What part did we play? When we take responsibility for our actions, we create the opportunity for healing and progress. This card is asking us, what responsibility am I being asked to accept? A lot of times in relationships, even outside the twin flame journey, even outside the soulmate journey, we would love to blame other people and not take accountability for the role that we play. I speak a lot of this. No one's at fault, but it does take two people. Whether you believe it or not, if you take a step back and really look into why you chose that person, was it codependency? Was it dependency? Was it trauma bonding? Was it relatability? And relatability is more like trauma bonding. Trauma bonding on something that you guys can relate to and understand. So you take that as intimacy because you guys have the same story to tell, and then you realize we vibing. But really, once you stop vibing, do you guys have a lot in common? Are you guys in alignment? Are you giving up your dreams? Are you living your dreams? Are you being your true self? Are you taking accountability for your past situations and this situation? Stop blaming other people and really take a step back and look and say, what part did I play in this? Because at the end of the day, people can only do so much as you allow them to do. And you will notice that I really don't point the blame a lot on this channel, meaning all of us go through situations, all of us go through relationships, but at what point in this lifetime do we take a step back and say, I own it, I chose this person, I knew who they was, I knew what was going on. Let me not talk bad about this person. Let me not get on the internet and say they did this and they did that. Stop telling your business. Stop telling the world what happened with exes or spouses. It takes two at the end of the day. And no, I don't want to hear that. I tried and I did. Listen, take that L and keep it moving. Take accountability, grow, do better, tap into your femininity. Stop worrying about what the next person did, what they didn't do. Because when you're feminine and you're a queen and you tapping into your power, you're not worried about the next person. You're not worried about an ex because you're worried about your future. You're worried about moving forward. Why I care about an ex when I'm worried about my future and my future spouse? Clearly, you're showing me that you're not someone that is my spouse. So why would I lose sleep at night? Stay focused, stay aligned, stay divine, stay in your femininity, and take accountability. That's one of my biggest pet peeves. People always want to point the blame on other people. Oh, I took care of this person. Oh, I spent a lot of money on this person. Da, da, da. At what point do you wake up and communicate and say, hey, are we still in alignment? Is everything still flowing? Are we still in love? Do we need to travel? Have a conversation. And even if you don't have a conversation, a lot of times people show you how they feel about you based on action. So stop being delusional and really have an understanding. Yes, everyone would love to have someone to communicate that. But let's say someone isn't honest enough to communicate it. At what point do you take accountability for yours and say, let me bring up the communication, you know? Okay. Once all that is said and done, creativity, we have the love frequency card. This is the power deck of the deck. So to me, it sounds like the messages of this week is learning to tap into your spiritual flow, your spiritual energy, your creativity, your wisdom, your intuition. Stop blaming others. And once you get over that block, you are able to tap into the love frequency. The love frequency is healing of all love and energy. Remember what I said, 528 gigahertz is the hertz of love to heal. You have different hertz levels. You have different fine tunes and energy, but the 528 is the energy to heal. So love frequency is all about healing. So we're healing, right? We're creating. One of the therapeutic that energies that I recommend is painting, creating, writing, just anything that you feel like you in your heart desire to create. That's what love frequency is all about. So that's the message for this week is relax, step into your feminine power, your feminine energy, take accountability, and stick with your love frequency and your creativity. These are both creativity cards. So it's telling me that for the summertime, that's the summer vibe. Do things that you have never done before. To the museum, go to the spa, take care of yourself. You know what I mean? Paint that painting, go to art classes, draw, write a book. And by doing so, you're actually stepping into your feminine energy because you're not stressing, you're not worrying about the next person, you're not worried about what someone else is doing. You are taking that accountability, you are living your truth and living in light and love. So that's my message for this week. And also, I would like to tell you guys a little bit more about the Love Frequency book. Not only do we have the intuitive deck, but if you go on my website, lovefrequency.co, and this goes for women more so, if you are into erotica books, you can go on my website, lovefrequency.co, put in your email to subscribe to get 2 free chapters of the Love Frequency book. Not only that, if you would like to just get podcast updates, motivational updates, then you could subscribe to the regular Elias email box, put your email in. But if you are into books, go ahead and put your email in to check out the books as well, because Love Frequency not only has a podcast, we got the books, we got the intuitive deck. So check us out in readings, and sorry for the delay. I've been busy. It's been a hot girl summer, even though summer arc already started in June. But I'm really enjoying this, and stay tuned. And also, if you're willing to collaborate, just let me know.